Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Hey, what do you know? Happy Friday the 13th. I got a Friday the 13th video out on Friday the 13th. How's that for you? So, we were on Friday the 13th, part 6. Jason lives. Oh, God, he's back. He's the man behind the mask. And he's out of control. He's back. Yes, after the success of part 5, they're like, okay, let's do another one. What are we going to do? Frank Mancuso Jr. said, bring Jason back. Because nobody wants to follow up on loose plot threads, right? A lot of people actually say that with this movie, it ignores part 5. There's never any evidence of that specifically, but, you know. And I often go back and forth as to whether or not this or 4 is my favorite. I always lean towards 4, but I really like this one. You know, the Alice Cooper song. It has my favorite version of Tommy Jarvis. C.J. Graham is pretty good as Jason. It has one of my favorite kills, the pretzel kill of the sheriff. And I love the tone. You know, it has the opening scene that I saw as a kid, and you don't understand. I damn near pissed myself. Just when Jason's resurrection scene. So, yeah. This is also the first Friday the 13th review that my Jason is back there. Mezco Toys Jason. He's standing back there. You can see him in the middle there. He's in the review. So, yes. So after the end of the last one, we ignore everything. And now Tommy Jarvis, now played by Tom Matthews, who I think is the best version, my favorite version, is with his friend Horshack. I know the character's got a name, but it's Ron Paillo from Welcome Back, Kotter. He's Horshack. And they are on the way to a cemetery because Tommy wants to make sure that Jason is dead. Now, another reason why people seem to think that 5 is not canon is because in that movie, they said that Jason was cremated. Okay, sure. Now, the sheriff could just... There are two things. One, the sheriff was told he was cremated, and they just said that. Or, cremation is the cover-up so that people will stop looking for his body. But somehow Tommy Jarvis knew the truth, I guess. So he digs up the grave. They dig up the grave. And he sees Jason's decaying body. No casket, nothing, just in ground. Maybe there was a casket, I don't know. And he stabs it with a giant metal pole in the middle of a thunderstorm. What do you think happens? He's alive! Alive! Yes, he Frankensteins him, which director Tom McLaughlin did that on purpose. He's a fan of Frankenstein, so there it is. Jason's brought back to life, and then he punches through Horshack like... And that, when he popped up as a kid, and you can just see that. Just, yeah. I mean, I know it was like 10, 13, but still. You're late at night going through cable channels and you see that. Damn it. Yeah, that's going to get you. Yeah, we got a James Bond nod where he slices the thing instead of shooting it. And we get the opening credits. And then we see Tommy go to the local sheriff's station. And we meet Sheriff Garris, named after Mick Garris. But I'm going to call him Sheriff Fuckface because that's what he is. This character is a walking, talking version of we need to make sure that this movie lasts as long as we need it to. We need to make sure this movie lasts its hour and a half, so we need this character who doesn't listen to a goddamn thing. And till his death, blames Tommy Jarvis for everything, even when it doesn't make any fucking sense. So he tries to tell him, and he locks Tommy up. And then when they go to the crime scene, they don't have a body for his buddy because he fell in the grave, and we find the caretaker buried it back up. But so either this is the worst graveyard caretaker in the world, and he couldn't tell a nice fresh body from the decaying corpse of Jason Voorhees, or he just wanted to bury the body again, right? He just wanted to rebury the thing and not worry about it. He wanted any problems in his graveyard. He's covering it up. We don't really get much from him because he ends up dying at some point anyway, which was not in the original script. He was going to stay throughout the entire movie, and the original ending was going to bring in the character of Elias Voorhees, Jason Daddy, to set up for the next one. But then Mancuso Jr. said, I don't want to set up anything that I have to follow up with. Just, no, never mind. And they did reshoots, adding a new couple, and the death of a new couple, and the death of the caretaker with the broken bottle, which Jason takes and just psh, and then yeah, he's the one that has the line I really like. Do they think I'm a fart head? And it cuts to the kids. Yeah. By the way, kids. Yes, for the first time in a movie series about summer camp, the only time there are kids going to a summer camp. Yes, because you have Megan. I love how they pronounce her name in this. Megan and her friends, Sissy, Court, Marcy, and whatever ones. I know Darcy DeVos was her name, was the actor's name, but I don't know about the actress's name. I don't know about the character, but she was supposed to be in the last one, and I heard conflicting things that the director of that one hit on her, and he didn't think she had big enough talent, and so yeah. But also, she had no nudity cause. There's no nudity in this movie, so yeah. Even when it doesn't make any sense, because they're in the Winnebago doing it, and she's just on top of him with the shirt on. Look, I understand. There's no nudity clause. Cool. Don't write a sex scene then, because it's unrealistic. It's uncomfortable. I've said before, it's uncomfortable as hell, especially for a woman to have sex with clothes on. I've been with a woman where we start and we're getting it going, and she's like, "Hold on, it's not comfortable." She takes it off. Women will tell you that bras are the most uncomfortable fucking things in the world. That's why, unless they're going out in public, they don't wear them. A little secret there for you. I know at least 3 women who are like that. Unless they're going out in public, they're not going to wear them. So, it's all about the presentation. I don't wear one. See, I let these things go free. Woohoo! How they bounce. They keep going after I'm done, too. Look at that. They did. One more time. You want the real show, you gotta pay. Oh, no, don't pay me. Anyway. So, yeah. So, the solution, by the way, wherever the red dot goes, yeah, bang. Sheriff Rick Colonna, who is not dead, canonically, thanks to the Never Hike Alone movies, fan films. They're fan films, but I count them as canon, because they have characters we know. He became sheriff after this, but he didn't die here. No. Wherever the red dot goes, yeah, bang. He's got that special rifle gun thing. Pistol with the light sensor on it. Yeah. They decided they're just going to escort him out of town and say you have to leave. Also, Crystal Lake has been renamed to Forest Green. Now, I can't imagine. It's been that long. But people have forgotten what it used to be. I mean, who knows how long it's been since between the fourth or the fifth movie and then this. I don't know. But The plan is just to lead him outside of town and tell him to leave. Of course he comes back in. Right? But here's the problem. The kills start. The kills happen. Those people playing paintball and everything are happening while he's captured and while they are taking him out to the thing. And then other kills are also happening. That night, when the sheriff comes to investigate, you got all those kills they're finding the bodies for, including the caretaker guy, Tony Goldwyn, and his girlfriend there. By the way, Tony Goldwyn's character in this movie is a fucking idiot. I didn't see it. The girl's like, I've seen enough horror movies to know that if someone's wearing a mask, it's not a good thing. Just drive towards him. We'll move out of the way. Okay, I can see his point, but she drives at him at like 2 miles an hour. That's barely anything. Hey, floor it and drive towards him, man. No. So that doesn't work. And then he tells her to keep going. And of course they die. Right? So they go to investigate. Cops go investigate the dead bodies. They go over there. And the first thing the sheriff jumps to is, it's Jarvis. It's Jarvis. And I'm just like, seriously? You were with him during this time. There's even a point where he locks him back up in jail, right? And finds more bodies after he's locked him in jail and still somehow blames Tommy for all this. Even though everything fits Jason's MO. He's blaming Tommy because that's what his character has to be. Up until the point where he is bent backwards like a pretzel and killed that way. Jason has superpowers now. Yeah. Well, Tommy is rescued by Megan. And they're chased by the police. He gets a nice face in the crotch. His face, her crotch. This is like, he's like right kitty corner with the thing on the seat. You know, like the Breakfast Club, but not perverted like the Breakfast Club. Yeah. And let's talk about Sissy's death here. So, Sissy's death is that she's kind of paying attention to certain things. She gets pulled out the window. Her head's twisted, and later you see her head. Originally, it was going to be shorter, but they went back and added more to it when they did the reshoots. Yeah. Then you got Court and his girlfriend, whose name I don't know, Marcy or whatever. Like I said, they're doing it with clothes on in the Winnebago. And then Court goes to drive. And he's driving the thing. And then she gets pushed through the wall. And it kills her, apparently. And then Jason comes up and just machetes him. And the Winnebago flies open. And they put a air conditioning unit on top so it would fly up. The producers didn't want that, but McLaughlin's like, try to sneak it on there. And they did it. They were able to do it. So, yeah. The climax of the film happens when Tommy Jarvis comes to save the day, while Megan looks after the kids, her dad now dead. Tommy goes out on the lake. He pours gasoline in and sets it on fire. I always find that unrealistic. Like, even with gasoline, it's still in water. I guess there's like a buoyancy thing. I don't know. Jason comes after him. They fight. And he's able to put a chain around Jason's neck with a big rock on it that makes him fall into the lake. But Jason grabs a hold of Tommy's leg, as they fight. Megan comes to save the day. If I wasn't doing the whole Megan joke, that was what the Megan joke would have been. Megan comes to save the day. Although, to be fair, Drake Bell did often sometimes pronounce it as Megan. But anyway, Megan comes to save the day and help save Tommy. She gets caught. She kicks him off. And then they use the rotary motor to kind of slice his throat. And then he's just underwater. He's not dead. We know he's not dead, but that's the end. I did always think this was kind of, for the last time until the fan films, that we see Tommy Jarvis at all. I always thought this was sort of a meh way for Jason to go out. It's like, oh, he's underwater there, but he can't die because he's a zombie now, and it's sort of the end of our hero. His arc he went from killing Jason, being traumatized by him, and killing the copycat, to almost becoming Jason, bringing Jason back to life, and then this is, I don't know. I think it was kind of a way where they're like, well, we want to have this confrontation between Tommy and him. Could be the last one, but we also want to make sure we're able to bring Jason back. Because in my book, the way I would end it was Tommy decapitates Jason. That's the only way you're going to kill Jason. Decapitate. He decapitates him with his own machete. And that's how you end it. But you can't make money off of something dead. Actually, they did, but not as much as they wanted to. That's why they brought him back. But yeah, so Jason was now back. As the song at the end of the movie says, oh, but he's back. He's the man behind the mask. Yes. And we never saw Tommy or Megan again. Until you get to the fan films. The Never Hike Alone movies, and you got Tommy. But other than that, no. But I've always enjoyed this movie. I'll give it a very high. Pretty. You know what? Fuck it. Send it to the moon. Like the fourth one. They both go to the moon. Okay? They both go to the moon. I was worried when I started this that I wasn't going to have as much fun as I did with 5. Because I really had a lot of fun with 5 last time. You know what? I did still enjoy this. It's still one of my favorites. But yeah, there it is. So we're good now until next year when we have 3 of them. And I do 7, 8, 9. We're getting close then. Because now all I have to do is Jason X and the remake the following year. Because I just redid Freddy vs. Jason. And I'm not going to do that for the Jason Voorhees thing again. So that'll be it. So by 2027, I will have all of these done. Possibly. And I'll have a new ranking of all the movies. A revisited ranking. That I'll do. Unless I wait till 2028, Friday the 13th, to do the ranking. I don't know if I want to wait that long to do it. I might have 2 videos on one of the Friday 13th next year. And there's something interesting about this Friday 13th this year. Friday, June 13th, his name is Jason. And today, it's his birthday. My special, special boy. Yes, Friday, June 13th is Jason's birthday. Sean Connery's birthday. No, Jason Voorhees' birthday. So happy birthday, Jason. This to you. Cheers. Cherry. Cherry. That sounds like Mr. Wick on drinking. Cherry. So, what are your thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 6? Jason Lives. No comments, so much. Like, share, and subscribe. I thought I was done with the review of this, but I got one more review to do for Sunday. So I got that done at some point too. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.